What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate, the podcast edition. Welcome back. We've been recovering from the Halloween holiday.
Holiday, work, school, life.
Yeah, we've been spending some time with the Knights of the Oingo Boingo stuck at a dead man's party.
How you been, Drew?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Not too bad. How about yourself?
New jobs, keeping me busy.
Yeah.
Life, studying. A year of pretty much doing the same thing over and over again, but excited.
I kind of know what that's like now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a while. We took some time off because of being so busy.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think it is our fault that a lot of bad news in the comic movie world. We lost 2 movies directors. And I think it's our fault.
Wait, I just heard of one. Which one was the second one?
You didn't hear about the second one?
No.
Just the other day, Flash. Rick Famuyiwa bailed.
What?
Yeah. Creative differences. It's the same old creative differences that everybody parts ways. Yeah, just Flash lost his director. And the week before that was Deadpool, lost Tim Miller.
Okay, let's start with what I know so far. Tim Miller. The creative differences, it's been pretty outspoken, I guess. A lot to say about it already.
Mm-hmm.
That he's pushing for 3 times the budget from the original.
I didn't get too into the details, but this is what you read.
Yeah, it was 3 times the budget, and that he wanted to kind of move away from what the movie was.
What I had heard was he wanted to make a more stylized movie. What that means, I don't know.
I'm thinking more memorable of the whole scene instead of the character.
I can kind of picture that more.
Which you know Tim Miller
visual effecty type.
Yes, you see how Tim Miller can tell us. You know Tim Miller can tell a story without a single word being said.
Yeah,
you know that for a fact.
Yeah,
and Reynolds was more like, no, let's keep this true to the character,
mm-hmm.
which is what made it big. And I can see why he's you don't want to. When you want a sequel, you want something different. You just don't want the same
jokes, same rehash of the same
correct
silly stuff that they did.
But at the same time, Deadpool is Deadpool, and he will always be Deadpool. I mean, look at any comic book. You could pick up the comic book 10 years ago and pick up now. He's still batshit crazy, and it's just the same person. It's not like, oh, this is my take on Deadpool.
Yeah,
no.
well, that's the thing. Like, you're saying that, but Deadpool being Deadpool, he's the same character. He can be the same character across any style, any way it's shot or filmed or the story is told.
True, but I heard he was trying to move away from the raunchiness.
And being more of that.
Joke.
Well, yeah, if they're trying to take away stuff from the character, then I can understand.
That's what it was meant to, because his raunchiness and style can take away from the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
It could draw you away from the visuals and just focus on the character itself.
I mean, there's a balance. You can do both. I mean,
true.
It's not like no movie has ever balanced
and
that
what
kind
people
of.
have said that, with triple the budget comes triple the responsibility, and more of the studio heads maybe trying to get their hands involved.
And that's one of the things that the reason they made Deadpool the way it was because they had such a limited budget. Such a limited budget too.
It wasn't high risk, dude.
Because they had to be more creative
with what they had.
With what they had, like the whole scene towards the end of him fighting Ajax and all those
mm-hmm.
soldiers and stuff. Because they didn't have the budget, they put in that joke or that sequence of him
mm-hmm.
packing all his guns in that bag, then the taxi ride over, and he forgets the bag of guns in the
mm-hmm.
cab. So because of that creativity made that story bit work.
That is exactly, and like I said, there's less risk.
Yeah.
So there's no oversight of the higher ups getting their hands involved, which has happened a lot. Fantastic Four. So, and you have that creative freedom to do things what you just perfectly explained. They had a great way to invent that scene because of that.
And I could see now thinking about it again. The studio heads, because this movie was such a thing, like they really didn't want too much. It's like, whatever, okay, Ryan Reynolds, you and Tim go do your thing. You paid for most of it, whatever. Go ahead. And because it made the company so much money, now they're going to want to get their hands on it.
Correct. And this is Reynolds. Let's be honest, this has been Reynolds' puppy baby for a long time.
Yeah, he's been trying to get it for 10, 11 years.
And
get it made.
yep, and he was the one that paid the writers to stay on board
Out of his own pocket to get those writers to
continue
to continue or to make the story what it was.
And then also heard because of the creative differences with Cable.
That too, yeah, I heard about that one.
So
how Tim Miller wanted, he's a known actor, a good actor, Kyle Chandler, I believe his name is. He was like pulling for him. He wanted him to be Deadpool, but Ryan kind of didn't see him fit in the part. And
you mean Cable? You're not Deadpool.
Yeah, Ryan didn't want Kyle to be
Cable.
Yeah, because he didn't see him fitting that part in the way he wanted that character to be. So I'd heard about that. Yeah.
So it probably was one of those things. He's like, you know what? Let's part ways now before it gets ugly. Because they haven't said anything negative about each other or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No, it was an amicable split, as they say. And I think it's proven because news just came out maybe a day or two ago that Tim Miller is still on board with Fox and he's developing a Sonic the Hedgehog movie for them.
That's fine. No,
so
Tim Miller, I mean this all has open doors for him.
Yeah, so it's not a bad situation for either.
And that's a great way to end it.
Didn't work out.
It's like, hey, you know what? Before we go further and start bumping heads, and let's just let's shake hands and go our separate ways.
And then, hey, sorry, it didn't work out, and no hard feelings.
Which is cool because let's be honest, secrets in Hollywood is
no such thing.
No such thing, exactly. Besides that, what's the story with Flash? I mean, was
just yesterday?
Was it with
It was the same thing. Rick Famuyiwa, who was hired on after, I think this is actually the third director to drop out of the project, because originally it was supposed to be Lord and Miller, the directing duo behind like the 21 Jump Street movies and the Lego Movie, who were on board to like write and produce and possibly direct Flash.
You think this has to do with Snyder or with
this
Jeff
is
Johns
I think
or something?
Kind of a overhead WB Pictures type of thing.
This is where the
studio heads, including some of Jeff Johns probably, because he's coming in to try to kind of straighten things out from the Batman v Superman mess, trying to give it a lighter tone or a more hopeful tone, positive, fun tone. And I guess they have some sort of vision. I don't know what exactly Rick was shooting for, but I mean,
nothing's really come out of it. I mean,
followed him on Instagram. He would post pictures of like
all
stacks
the books
of comics,
which sucks.
And
he poured his work into that.
Yeah, you could tell over those last few months because he would be on Instagram posting stuff like little exciting bits about Flash and like on set and being in London to visit Justice League, and even a shot of like his final draft of the script. I don't know if you remember, like with the little Funko dolls on them and like little Easter egg of possibly Cyborg being there. So that was like the last thing we heard of it until yesterday. I guess a press release saying that he was off the project for creative differences. And again, he wrote a nice like note, social media, saying that it just didn't work out between them, and he hopes Ezra Miller and the team and everybody just makes like a great product, and he's like sad that it's not working out. And I was bummed about that one.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, because that was looking good. Because
they need to find someone, man. That can't be shelved. Hopefully, when Justice League comes out, maybe it rejuvenates that and gets more people want to be involved with Flash.
Hopefully, and I don't know if they're looking for anybody or if the project's on hold right now or what the deal with that. Because that's supposed to be. We got Wonder Woman coming up. Justice League is after that, and I think it was Flash that was the next movie that was supposed to come out. So it's
not looking good.
It's cutting it close.
It's not looking good.
It's cutting it close.
Anyway, let's go with some happy news.
Some happy
exciting news. Logan.
That trailer last week. One of the weeks we didn't record.
My God, it looked amazing.
That did not look like an X-Men comic book movie.
No, it looked like a Logan movie. It looked like Old Man Logan.
That looked like what could have been the Last of Us movie.
Yes, yes, you're very correct.
Because you got old Logan with the beard, apocalyptic Western future,
right?
And with the little girl by his side. That was very.
Who's gonna be X-23?
It's official. It's been confirmed.
She's
X-23.
And the music had Johnny Cash playing. hurt myself.
The Nine Inch Nails cover.
Yeah. And then
it was really good. I was pleasantly surprised by
the tone of the trailer was amazing, where it gives you goosebumps. And only that, I saw the UK trailer where
with the red band.
All it was is an extended 2-3 seconds, but the 2-3 seconds were amazing because it showed him
the claws through the
clawing through someone's skull. So it's rated R.
Yeah,
because they actually showed the sneak to the head, so it's rated R. But the tone that the trailer sets, if the movie keeps that tone, I'm okay with it. It's like I'm gonna be amazed by it, and of course, Professor X. Looking,
Patrick Stewart looks amazing.
This is the thing. This is the thing where me and Drew were joking about that. Patrick Stewart being what 70?
He's in his 70s.
70s is wearing old man makeup.
They had to age him to look old.
Think about that. 70 years old.
He looks
70 years old, and they had to age him. Oh man! But either way, it looks amazing.
It looks. It looks. Pleasantly surprised by this trailer. I've been a meh kind of fan all across the board, across all the X-Men movies. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think probably my favorite one was
Days of Future Past.
Probably First Class or Days of Future Past are probably like my two favorite of the line of X-Men movies. And then this one, just like I said, does not look like a comic book or an X-Men movie. It just looks amazing. It looks like one of those heavy dramas like The Road or
right.
Again, like it could have been an adaptation of The Last of Us. That one I'm excited for. That one's really cool. I can't wait to see more trailers and just can't wait till it comes out. Actually,
yep,
it looks really good. And then for being Hugh Jackman's last foray as Wolverine, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good send off. And then follow on to the Marvel universe continuing. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange release day is tomorrow.
For the U.S., of course.
And bad news for you.
Yes, I work tomorrow, so I won't be able. I won't be able to see it till Saturday morning. I'm gonna see it Saturday morning.
Clock out and go straight to the movie.
Yeah, but so far it's made over $80 million already.
They might break 100 here domestically.
So it's $80 million already foreign. They are predicting that it's going to...
That's not even all markets. I don't think it's open in China and like Europe. I think just Europe it opened, right?
Yeah.
But it hasn't opened
UK and all that. But this is the thing. It's already at 50% ahead of Ant-Man and 35-ish% ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow. That sounds good.
It's a movie that we both have said that visually it is stunning.
From everybody that have seen the previews and like the small 15-minute scene of some action sequence, they're saying it's visually the best thing they've ever seen. Like it's worth going out to buy that 3D ticket. You have to go see it in 3D because visually it's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Right.
The action and the special effects.
I've had more people that tell me that they're gonna really want to watch it that aren't fans of really comic book movies. They're they're whatever's about it, but just them seeing and there's like just the premise alone, it's enough to intrigue people. Like, whoa, what's going on here?
The cast is amazing. It's a Marvel movie, so they can't go wrong.
Correct.
Only thing about that I'm hearing, not negatives, but it's on par with the rest of them as far as story-wise. There's nothing spectacular or different or new. I mean, not so much.
Like
new,
it doesn't take any chances. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because of the whole villain thing. It's all across the board. They've never had villains that you actually fear or can, Thanos level type, I guess, to Infinity War style. But yeah, big impact that'll create consequences throughout the Marvel universe. But it's just it's just a mediocre villain like the rest. But that it's just visually an amazing movie. Performances are great across the board. And it's something visually new that we haven't seen before. That we're excited for. So yeah, you're not going to make it with us to the comic book screening with the comic shop. So you're going to miss out on that.
Yeah, whatever.
This is going to be a multiple watch. I'm definitely going to go see it again, especially in 3D. I'm going to go.
Let me know if they sell that IMAX ticket, the special edition one.
Yeah, for sure. Because there've been a few movies that have like this little collector's edition ticket
and
that I have.
Buy me and I'll just claim it in another day.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you have for Wonder Woman?
Of Wonder Woman trailers, actually. Trailer part 2 is coming out with Doctor Strange. So a little teaser came out today that a new trailer is coming out tomorrow. Attached to Doctor Strange. So we might actually see it like online before even the movie premieres, like 6 or 7 p.m.
Interesting.
So I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. I mean, I was already sold from the first trailer, so I don't know how much more they can show me that this is gonna change my mind.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Along with Wonder Woman, skipping over to comics, because it is Wonder Woman's 75th anniversary. Along with my pool, there was a 75th anniversary issue of like Wonder Woman, like small little vignettes and bunch of artists and different storytellers and writers like compiled like an issue, a bunch of different like Wonder Woman stories, and it was really cool. I love the artwork in it. I suggest you pick it up if you're any bit of fan of Wonder Woman. It's really cool. It's got one of my favorite artists, Raphael Albuquerque's does one of the stories. It's really cool. I just love all the artwork in it, and some of the stories have been really cool. I've read about half the issue because it's a pretty big issue. So
that's cool. So, and I still laugh at the day I told you they're gonna make a documentary on the creator.
Oh, like I didn't know the actual story.
You were like, it's funny because you were like, I mean, they're probably gonna glimpse over a little bit, and then you start reading. Oh my! So that's why she has the bracelet. Oh, and that's why she has the boozy.
There was a third person in the. Oh, wow.
The three. What? So where do you want to go? You want to go straight to comics?
You haven't been reading any? You haven't been watching TV, comics?
TV. I mean, let's go with comics. That's all you.
All right.
Green Valley.
I've actually had some time to read some comics. Taking a break between studying. I got like my long box there next to me downstairs now. So when I take my breaks from studying, pick up an issue or two. I've caught up on the Batmans. One of the stories that have come out with DC, like the Rebirth, is Trinity. It's a story with the DC Trinity, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. It's only 2 issues right now, but it's really good.
They used to have Trinity like a couple years ago.
Did they? This is my first foray into that, but these 2 issues have been really cool because it's a bit of a story about Superman. There was a Superman in the New 52. The New 52 Superman is dead, and there is a New 52 Superman that is now the current Superman in Action Comics. Superman.
I am so lost.
Because this whole rebirth thing about canceling out some characters and bringing back old ones. So there was a Clark Kent Superman of the pre-New 52, because New 52 kind of changed things up.
Yes.
So the New 52 Superman died in his story.
Was this the one with the Superman that he couldn't fly yet? He was just jumping in the air. Was that him?
I'm not sure. I'm not actually reading the Supermans, but this is all I know as far as the Superman storyline with Clark Kent. So we have that Clark Kent pre-New 52.
Interesting.
He's married to Lois and he's got a kid. So Wonder Woman and Batman go to meet this new Clark Kent and get to know him and get to know each other. And they get something at the end of issue 1 happens where they get transported, or some time kind of manipulation where they're now in the past in Smallville with Jonathan Kent still alive and
Superman still alive,
a young Clark Kent. What? So this whole trippy thing happens, and then issue 2 we find out, because issue 2 picks up where they travel to that past or alternate universe. And we find out that it's Poison Ivy kind of has them trapped under a spell that has them, I guess, in their head or in their dreams somehow.
So they're hallucinating.
Somehow, they're trapped together in her vines, and between all 3 of them, they're sharing the same hallucination or the same dream. That was trippy, so that was really cool. So I like what's going on with the Trinity. It's written and drawn by Francis Manapul. I'm sure you're probably familiar with that name. Couple more I've been reading.
That's fascinating though. Trinity, I forgot about that. They used to have a good run of that. It's fascinating seeing you oh, that's cool. And I'm thinking hey, they used to have
had that before. It's
this
is my first time.
No, but it was it's cool how they're bringing back what made DC big. So that's cool.
Yeah, like I mean, like when we talked about Rebirth when it came out, like even they brought Blue Beetle back, they got Wally West back, they got a lot of those characters that you were familiar with,
and you see
coming back.
And you see how cool they are, though.
Yeah,
like Jesus.
Other non-DC related stuff. One of the ones I was excited for is this one called Reborn by Mark Millar and artist Greg Capullo. So he's one of my favorite artists because he did that New 52 run of Batman with Scott Snyder. So far, it's been issue 1. Seems pretty interesting. There's some sort of dream fantasy world, or like afterlife type of thing going on with this story. Starts out kind of modern day. You see these older characters, older geriatric people, and then like they pass on, and then I don't know if it's in their consciousness or some afterlife where they're young again, and like they meet people they've known throughout their life, and it's kind of like a fantasy landscape. So there's dragons and Viking warriors and stuff like that.
There's a Black Mirror kind of that kind of touches on that.
Like a afterlife fantasy type of thing.
Yeah.
Really? In this new season?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll be getting to that soon. Another one that was actually recommended by Chris from Four Colors is called Skyborn by Frank Cho. He's like, "You're not picking up Skyborn?" It's like, I have no idea what about it. So he goes and he picks up issue 1. He's all, "Here, take it, buy it. If you don't like it, bring it back and I'll give you store credit. You can get something else." So I read it and I loved it. I went back for issue 2.
Skyborn sounds familiar.
Skyborn, yeah. It's another has fantasy elements to it because there's like medieval fantasy type of thing, because there's like Merlin involved, Merlin the magician. It takes place in modern day with these kind of Jason Bourne type of spy family with superhero powers. They're like indestructible, and they have to retrieve this sword, which is what is that sword in that King Arthur fantasy thing? I forgot the name.
You talking about
Excalibur.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to keep Excalibur out of Merlin's hands. So so far it's pretty cool. It's really nice. Frank Cho writes and draws it. Like the art is really cool. So that's something I'd say you should check out too. Skyborn, really cool. Something else I've been reading, another independent type of thing from Max Landis. He's one of my favorite like writers, and he's written like movies. He's written Chronicle. He wrote American Ultra. Have you seen that movie? That Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart movie.
I didn't see that.
I have it. I'll bring it over next time. It's a cool movie. It's like where he's like a spy that he didn't know he was a spy, like kind of activated.
What is it? Yeah, like activate. Like Russians always like a sleeper agent.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It was a good movie, really fun, really underrated. He wrote that too, but a previous series that he wrote was Superman, American Alien. Did you read that? That's a good like 7-issue run. He wrote that.
Sounds familiar.
He's writing this comic called Green Valley. That's another kind of medieval fantasy story too. It's barely been issue 1. That looks really cool. It's this group of like knights that like protect this kingdom, this village, and it's only like a group of 4 or 5 of them that take on this whole army of barbarians and take them out like kind of single-handedly. And they go back to their kingdom, their castle. They're partying one night, and then the barbarian warriors come back and just completely destroy. And it's kind of like there's a little love story too between one of the main knights of this group and his like girlfriend or his wife, I think it is. She gets killed by these warriors. So might be like a revenge story in this medieval fantasy world, and it looks really cool. The artwork's awesome too. Story so far is really good, and I love Max Landis. I love the stuff that he does. So those are good reads. Check them out. Also not superhero related, so it's like something different for me.
Yeah.
Not DC related.
And it's like a fresh of air, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
What else you got?
That's it for the comics. Still picking up my pull list. Still behind on that stuff.
Mark Millar, dude.
He did the Kick-Ass, right?
He's done a lot. He did Kick-Ass. He's done a couple things on the Ultimate Avengers. He's the one doing the Jupiter.
Did you tell me about that?
Ascending as this is Jupiter Legacy.
Oh,
Jupiter
I think
Legacy.
I saw it one of your stack over here. Yeah.
Jupiter Legacy, and he's also done Wanted.
from that movie adaptation.
Yeah, whatever the
the
movie
one- that one.
adapted from
From-
the comic
Oh, that was
book.
him.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I love it. He's a great writer, man.
Mark Millar. I like what I've read so far with Reborn.
It's very super adult oriented, I'm guessing.
It's only been issue 1, but yeah, it's kind of adult themed with the whole aging and dying and afterlife type of thing.
Yeah, he's a great writer when it comes to just not your everyday superhero stuff.
Oh, he did Old Man Logan too.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
See, there you.
Nice.
He's a great writer, man. I'm telling you, he writes the not the anti-hero, but not the normal superhero stuff.
He's done some Flash, some Spider-Man, Superman. Yeah, Jupiter Legacy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of him for a long time.
So you for sure you've seen a lot of his work, just not didn't realize it.
Not actually read much
Uh-huh.
of it. Yeah.
So
I think probably Old Man Logan was the first of his that I read.
Mm-hmm. So that's cool. For TV, since we were talking about Black Mirror,
Dude,
guys, you need to watch this. It literally is if people have used this example, it's Twilight Zone meets technology.
Modern day Twilight Zone.
And
with,
it's
technological world.
99% of the stories are sad, and there's no happy ending. With maybe 2 stories with a happy ending.
I've seen 4 episodes so far out of 3 total seasons. Yeah, they make you feel sick.
Yes.
It's just like they're not happy viewings. They're interesting. They're fascinating.
And they have
They're dark. They're scary.
A-list actors so far.
Actors and writers and directors. The playtest on that I love so far.
Uh-huh.
The new season 3, the second episode, was directed by Dan Trachtenberg. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, and he directed this awesome Portal short that's on YouTube. You guys can look it up. So because of that Portal short, he got
the
10
Cloverfield Lane, yeah.
and now he's off and running, man. And this playtest, that episode was amazing, and that's totally up our alley with like the gamer thing and the way
the creepy house and everything.
Virtual reality is right now.
But you guys should definitely
augmented reality.
And Black Mirror, it's one of those things you could binge in a day because there's only about, I think first season only has 4 episodes.
Three in each. One of them has a Christmas special, so
3
4
episodes, and then
the new one has
season 2
6.
has 4 episodes. So it's like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, and 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Season 2, the Christmas special. Oh my god!
I heard save that one for last. If you're gonna binge 1 and 2, save Christmas for last. It's a Christmas
No, I
episode.
don't know, but it's just it's great.
Yeah.
Like it's a trip.
They've all been a trip, man. They're dark. They're
Mhm.
disturbing.
They're all disturbing, but there's a couple top 3 for me, and that's one of them.
Just the first episode of this new season, where people in their social media rankings, like the new way of living is like
Through
your social status and your ability to
succeed in
to
life,
even work and to work and to be able to get into
success
buildings
in life
and stuff like that,
depends on people liking you or
on
not.
your social media ranking. And like I'm watching it and I was like,
How true is that?
this is almost like a documentary.
Right? It is.
Because this is very just the way you see everybody down staring at their phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then just the way they score each other, just to like, oh, score me good and I'll score you good. And
Yep.
it was a trip.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode, playtest, freaking amazing. It was scary.
Yeah.
Just
I
that
like
part
it.
where he's in the virtual reality house, and the character, the actor was awesome. He was
Yeah.
like funny, and you like feel for him when he's in this situation, like it's messed up, like you don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, like that part. He opens the cupboard for snacks, and he pauses. He's just like, the scary thing's just on the other side of this cupboard.
Yeah.
Right? He closes the door, and you see a shadow. Then that spider comes out. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that spooked me. That was really good. There's that good jump scare. Then that moment where his friend comes in and like, is this real?
Right.
Like, okay, now he's actually physically touching her, so
Yeah.
it's got to be real. And then it just flips on him.
And it just goes out of control for the whole thing, and
And then the ending was
where
so
like
sad.
it was only it's just sad endings. Don't go
man.
into watching this, guys, and thinking it's all happy endings. It isn't.
This Black Mirror is amazing. I am gonna binge on this. I'm gonna make the time to finish watching this.
And it's not too long. Although the
so
last episode for Black Mirror is like 2-3 hours.
the last one, really?
It's good too, though. It's good. Walking Dead. I haven't watched it.
You haven't caught up. We're only 2 episodes. So the season premiere.
We already talked about last week.
Spoilery type. Did we even? No, we didn't. Did we?
Oh,
We talked about it, but not
we were
to
meant
you
to talk
guys.
to it. Yeah.
Not to you guys.
Yeah.
So you know what happened because you've heard
it's,
all about it. But
yeah.
I was watching it. We went to the Dave and Buster's thing with our comic shop. Had the premiere. And yeah, it was actually a little packed area.
Just based, and it was just based on the comic book, that part at least.
It actually came as a surprise because they killed off one character, and honestly, because he was like theorized to be the one that's gonna get taken out.
Because he was a running gag for the first 5 seasons. Is Glenn gonna die?
No, the Abraham.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
The Abraham death. Honestly, like when it happened, I was like, oh, okay. And then a few seconds later, I was like, oh, that's kind of a cop-out because it was kind of hinted at that season finale because when he stood up, he's like, take me. And then throughout the summer, people were kind of theorizing, like, it's going to be him because he stood up and he was the only one keeping eye contact with Negan and blah, blah, blah. So it was like, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cop-out. You know, it was kind of theorized to be him, so why did they just go with him?
Yeah.
So, like, it progresses and then... Because my whole theory the whole summer was it was going to be Daryl. Because this show needs a huge change to happen. And there's not one single character that would be killed off that would make America hate Negan. Like the most hated person in the world would be Daryl. Yeah, so that was my theory the whole summer. And I was waiting for it.
I was
telling you. And then he pops up and punches Negan. I was like, okay, that's it. This is it. They're taking out Negan. And he stops him. He goes on with his little spiel. It's like, hey, I told you guys, you know. I'm a man of my word. I don't know what kind of assholes you've been messing with before, but I need you guys to know me. So, well, back to it. And then he smashes Glenn over the head. I like stopped breathing for like the rest of that scene. And
straight off the comic book, but
real, it's like the image of him with his head bashed in and his eye popping out, and then even the dialogue from Negan is like straight out of the panel, straight out of the little comic book bubble. It's like, buddy, you still in there? I don't know. I got you pretty good. Your eyes hanging out, man. That's gross as shit. Straight out of the comic, man. The dialogue, everything. To the last words when Negan walks off at the end of it, he says ta-ta. Boom, straight out of the comic. But that was emotional, dude.
Yeah.
I was a mess at the end of that episode.
Tears were shed.
And then I didn't think so. And the whole time, too, because I was thinking, they kind of wasted it with Glenn. Like the whole dumpster scene. He was missing for 3 weeks. He left us hanging. Is he dead or not? And then that close call he had near the end again.
He had close call since the day he was introduced to Let's be honest. He was a running... That's what I said. He was a running gag.
They called him Walker bait starting season 2. But in that last season, they had those moments where I felt they kind of wasted it. It's like... Now, a lot of people are going to be like, meh, whatever. Okay, Glenn. But to actually see it, to see how it happened to him, and to see the visuals of him
just
so disgusting.
The raw
just how
emotion
brutal
and brutality of it. Huh?
Yeah, that's where it's like, okay, he's been our buddy for the last 6 years, 6 seasons, 7 years. And now he's like gone in such a brutal way. I didn't think I would be affected as much until I saw it.
Jesus, it's been 6-7 years, huh?
6 years. He was there. His voice was on the end of the first episode. He was the guy called Rick in the Tank. Hey, asshole, or something. It's like or dumbass. He called him dumbass. Yeah.
Jesus.
But what a way to go, man.
I need to binge on the comics again. Where's it at right now?
It's really good. It's like about 150s.
Is it in the 150s?
Yeah. And the story's like just got really good right now because I picked it up again. I was behind 4 months, and just that first issue when I picked it up again, the end was like, my jaw dropped.
Where I left off is, I'm not even gonna say it because it could spoil the actual series. Because I don't know if they're gonna go that same route.
Okay.
Which they might because.
But you definitely read 100 where Negan was introduced.
Yes.
Okay, and you're sometimes after that.
I'm gonna say it's part of the comic. It's out there. It's not like it's gonna spoil it. So, spoiler alert, I guess, kind of. where I left off is where Negan is in their jail cell.
Okay.
Where he's like, I'm gonna beat you. When he says, I'm gonna beat you fair and square, and indeed, he didn't kill him. He, standing trial in his jail cell. And the last issue that I read was just, him talking to, who was he talking to that he's saying that to let him out? I think it was Rick's son.
Carl?
Was it Carl? Yeah, I think he was talking to Carl. I was like, hey, can I get closer? Kind of deal.
But that's early on then. Because he's in the prison for a few issues for a while.
Yeah, but that's where I'm at, where that battle's already over.
Oh, it gets really good from there. Because there's a new threat, and the new threat was scary when they first showed up.
The Whispers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was scary. So you read that?
No, because when the whole Negan thing was going on, remember they showed a couple hints of what's going on? Because remember they were like, what the hell? I heard someone talking in the comic book. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then they showed them, like, after they fled whatever the house they were ransacking, to zombie-looking things talking to each other. But you can tell that they were wearing the skins and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's spoilers some more. But yeah, that new threat that they're facing right now is the Whispers.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, when that started, that was scary because I was reading that. I was like, they're talking? It's like, what is going on?
So
that was creepy.
So that's cool. Did episode 2...
Episode 2 was
up pretty good. It was like, all right.
Complete flip because now we go to Morgan and Carol because they're separated from the group, so they go out there at the kingdom now, and we meet King Ezekiel and the people in the kingdom, which it was still a good episode. It was kind of what do you call the palate cleanser to last week, it's
no sad stuff.
But it was a good episode because there's still the threat of Negan even there with the kingdom because he takes everybody's half of their their
rations.
Rations, yeah. But King Ezekiel, he's a good character. Yeah, really cool.
All right, yeah. I don't even remember him. He's new, huh? He's not part of the comic.
Yeah, he was in the comic.
I don't remember him. Anyway, so that's cool. What else?
I've been watching American Horror Story.
So far,
which is
it's
good. It's
not the better.
It's interesting. Season. Not my favorite season by far. I like a lot of the people in it. Some of the characters are cool. But it's not as scary to me. Because the twist that it took. Do you know anything at all about it?
No.
Because it starts as one of those like
Oregon Trail thing, right?
It's kind of like an Oregon Trail-y type of story, but there is like a legend of the Roanoke. These people in Roanoke that just vanished out of nowhere, back maybe like 1800s.
I think that's actually a true story.
Yeah,
that's based on true story.
Based on true events of this village that just completely disappears without a trace. But it's in the style of like one of those reenactment type of shows.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we have these people that lived
interviewing. Yeah.
We have these people that lived in this haunted land of Roanoke.
Yeah, you told me about this.
They survived to tell their story. So what we're watching is these people tell us their story, and it's being reenacted by these characters that we know. And then there's a twist that happens in the show that I don't know. Because do you mind it getting spoiled, or no big deal?
Oh, hold on a second. Wife says you need to move your truck real quick.
Okay. So we'll take a quick pause to edit. Pause. And we're back. So do you mind to get spoiled?
For
the horror story twist?
Actually, I don't want to get it spoiled.
No. So moving on. The DC shows are back. Supergirl and Flash and Arrow. And DC's Legends of Tomorrow. That is all.
And I got a binge on those too.
Are you caught up?
No, I got a binge on those.
But like up to whatever seasons they're starting now?
Yeah. I now that I'm caught up on studies, maybe we have some time to do that.
Did you ever watch the Gotham or start watching Gotham?
I watched 2 episodes in it, but I've been hearing my friends that I watch it, they're like, it's getting good.
I've heard it's gone off the rails no pun intended.
Really?
Bat shit crazy. That right now. I haven't watched it. I just yesterday deleted the 19 episodes I have saved. I was like, I'm not going to catch up on this. But as of now, I heard that there's a Penguin and Riddler romance brewing. It's like
What?
this show is. They have all they do is they use the characters from the Batman world and they do their own wacky things with them.
Whatever.
I kind of stopped watching halfway through season 2. I got so backed up, and then I'm just like, I'm not gonna catch up on it. And just hearing how bonkers it is right now.
Were you ever gonna think at one point like, Jesus, there's just too much comic book stuff to catch up to?
There is.
Is that
I
crazy?
never would have imagined my life. I'd be so inundated with comic book TV shows and movies. I love it.
What a time!
It's amazing. I wish I had more time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wish.
Doesn't it? It's like you can just pause time.
I don't wish that they would stop. I just wish I had more time.
You can pause time. Yeah.
Like I've been hearing this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I never watched since season 1. It's actually pretty cool now because they got the Ghost Rider in there.
Jesus, God, I really do have to watch that because that's the one that's getting better and better with every season with blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
So I got to watch that.
Just so much to watch.
There is. There's so much content, which is awesome.
The Flash has been pretty cool. They did 2 episodes of their Paradox thing. They kind of fixed it in the first one.
Kinda, you said.
Not exactly completely back to season 2 type. Everything's fixed because there are, slight little butterfly effect things, and nothing ever goes back to normal. But in this third timeline that he created,
Jesus, Barry, get your shit together.
I love all the memes that have come out of the Flash with the whole messing up the timeline.
Mess up once, shame on me. So again, shame on. It won't happen a third time.
Just stop it, Barry. So selfish. He's the most selfish character on TV.
Yeah.
Messing up everybody's life that he knows just because he wants to spend some time with his mom and dad.
Get over it.
All right. Every superhero has lost their parents.
Except for Wolverine.
Do we know his parents?
Well, technically, he's lost everyone.
And so is Maggie on The Walking Dead.
Oh my God, that's true.
She's lost her dad, her brothers, sisters, her sister Beth. Her dad got decapitated. His Kappa was detated. And then now Glenn.
All right.
As long as she keeps the baby.
Baby's next. Fuck it.
Nope.
Anyways, video games. Battlefield 1.
I purchased it and it took me forever to upload it.
Yeah.
Because I had to remove space to upload it, and then it took forever because of the updates and stuff. But I played just like the first opening sequence of the main campaign. It looks amazing though. It looks really cool.
It's fun. It's pretty cool. I was in the airplane shooting down fucking shit and enemies.
Art's having a blast with it. He's like, why do you torture yourself buying that game if you're not gonna play it? It's amazing. He's having so much fun with it.
You know what? You guys are back half, right?
Yeah.
We should definitely play it on Sunday night.
I can do Sundays. Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll tell Art, hey, we're gonna get Sunday night. Tell Priscilla too.
I don't know if she has a game, but
tell her to get it. Get it. Yeah. Hey, we're doing Sunday night. Little
game session.
We're a little game session. Well, we're gonna get together, a little party.
Game session.
But yeah, phenomenal game so far with the storyline jumping from era to not era but different phases and characters.
That's pretty cool.
Weapons. It's cool. It's a fun game. It's nothing revolutionary, but World War I games have been played for a while.
And I think I love that time period as far as like the video game war battle games
because it's so crazy.
World at War was awesome. That was probably I think that was my first Call of Duty game was World at War.
World at War was an amazing game. It is also the one that introduced zombies.
Yeah, that one. That's probably like another one of the reasons I love it so much. But since then, like the Black Ops are cool, the Modern Warfares are cool, but it got really futuristic with the double jumps and climbing on walls.
I feel like
and
it's a little too much.
Laser weapons.
Didn't it feel like a little too much?
It wasn't my thing. That's probably maybe one of the reasons I never got too into like the Halo game or something. It was very futuristic. Even though I love Mass Effect, but going back to these games, I love the World War I era of it all.
Right.
Because I love the World at War. I love the sound design of the weapons, just how heavy those weapons felt, and the heavy thud of like the gunfire.
It's not like you can shoot 1,000 bullets a second. Like
Yeah,
it's like
there's
clink.
more of a challenge to it, and I love the sound design of it. Like thinking back to World at War, just like the little ping of the rifles, like you fire off the shot and the bullet out of the chamber is just that little ping. Just the sound design of those games. So that's one thing I was excited to like go back to with Battlefield 1. Like I want to hear good sound design with these old school weapons like that. It's been fun. I mean, just that little opening I've played so far.
It has.
It was trippy too, because like you play as one character and it's like you don't actually pass this section because you have to die, and then there's like the name and then the dates of like birth to death, and it moves over to another character in the same battlefield, and then you play for that a while, and then you see you can't hold that stronghold anymore, and you get taken out, and then it jumps to the tank, and that was cool. So I like that little aspect of it.
It was a cool way to show a tutorial. That's what it was. Yeah, it was awesome.
That kept me on my toes because like I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what's happening?
That was cool. I was only playing for a little bit. Next 2.5 hours later, I was like, Jesus, I need to turn it off. What about you got Batman?
The Batman Telltale game. So Chapter 3 came out last week too. So they're pumping this one out quicker than like the Walking Dead ones.
Good, because remember we said it's like this is stupid, but
it's a good game. Yeah. That storyline is really good because it involves the Waynes with some sort of mob tie-in that Bruce is trying to figure out. Like what is this? What is going on? Why are my parents' names involved with this history of Gotham and
the
mob tie-in?
I'm guessing. And the Falcones and the somethings.
And is all this money that we have mob money type of thing? And he's trying to figure that out. He just got kicked out of Wayne Industries, taken over by Oswald.
Ooh.
And then the story between him and Selena is really cool. Just like that whole little budding romance thing that you play along with, and Two-Face is introduced. It's like really cool.
Cool.
Very good games.
So like I said, I'm not gonna buy it until it's all officially out, so I don't have to do this.
I can't do that.
I can't do the waiting game. I mean, for me, that's pretty much it. I know you got one more thing.
Yeah, basically like what I did to celebrate my Halloween. It just kind of luckily sort of happened where I was invited. Somebody had an extra ticket to this event at the Hollywood Bowl where I believe it was the Disney Orchestra was performing live along with Nightmare Before Christmas. And Danny Elfman was there doing the singing parts of the Jack Skellington character. It was an awesome night. Just
that's cool.
The first time I ever saw the orchestra was the Danny Elfman doing the Tim Burton movies music. And I'd never seen an orchestra play live, and that sounded amazing. And then I really wanted to go, but I couldn't. I had to sacrifice because of school and like money wise and save money. And this opportunity came up, and I jumped at it. So it's such a fun night. It was so cool.
Because you've done cons before, so it's not, you have. When was the last time you ever done this?
That was 4 years ago that I went to that.
And it doesn't come out all the time where you get this chance to do it. You know?
Well, it actually has been happening every Halloween weekend.
Oh, really? They do this?
I just hadn't been going because I was actually going the same weekend, Halloween weekend, is the Kamikaze.
Yeah.
So I was heartbroken to miss the convention because I love going to those. It's my happy place.
Yeah.
I love going.
But this is an experience, man. That's what we're all about.
It was a blast. It was so much fun. So what'd you do doing Halloween?
Just I took my daughter trick or treating.
Trick or treating. Yeah. What did she dress? What was her costume?
She was Owlette. She's a little superhero. And she was all about it too. She's like, I want to be Owlette. Like my wife was pushing for her to be Joker.
I remember your wife's excited to make her this Joker
outfit.
This was with the skirt and
and I was like
some sort of anime Joker thingy, right? Yeah.
It's like you gotta let her be who she wants to. So we took her to like one of those Halloween Town parties, whatever, you know. Yeah. And she was all about Owlette. And she put the costume on, the mask, and everything. She was all about it.
That's cool. Yeah. Didn't you say she wanted to be a zombie for a bit too?
Yeah, I was like, you want to be a zombie? Because you know, and this is all. The reason I also like to binge it is because my daughter likes to watch it with me.
She watches The Walking Dead.
So she watched the whole. She's the one that binged season 2 to 6 for me to catch up. Remember?
Serious? She was with you there. That's cool.
I can't wait for us to have that little moment again together.
Nice.
But that's pretty much it for us today.
That'll do it. Yeah, there was a bunch of news over the last 2-3 weeks that we missed out, but these are the little tidbits
that big news, I should say.
Tidbits for us that really got us jibber jabbering.
Yep. So Marvel releasing a bunch of their new comics now.
They got that new stuff coming out.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick that up.
Yep. So a lot of people are excited for that. Cable is gonna be coming out.
Oh yeah.
People are gonna be excited for that.
There's even somebody even made a cable fan film on YouTube.
Mhm.
I haven't seen that yet, but
Ooh, I have to check that out.
yeah.
But so Marvel's really introducing. This is what the Marvel should have been, kind of deal.
Cool.
But hey, I'm excited. Anyway, guys, this is Los. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, hit us up, share.
Say hello. Message us.
Yep. All right, guys.
Stalk us.
Have a good night.
This is Drew. Later.